So, hi everybody, I'm Rebecca Kelly from Flat Living Magazine, and I'm here today with Colin Stokes from Adievo, and we're going to be talking about 600 for 600. So, thanks for joining us, Colin.
Thank you for having me.
So, what's this all about? 600 for 600?
Well, so last year we were lucky enough as a company to hit a couple of milestones. We took on and grew our portfolio, our out of hours portfolio, to 600,000. So we're now responsible for 600,000 properties throughout the UK. But we also hit our 600,000th emergency that we dealt with. So we got to number 600,000 on our system, and it was like, oh, well, that's kind of a coincidence. And in the old days when life was better, we probably would have thrown a big party or done something to mark it, but that obviously wasn't possible at the time, and with us being in Ireland still isn't possible. But somebody pointed out, so what was interesting, or how this kind of came about, was our first ever emergency was done on behalf of Douglas and Gordon, who, as most people know, were my last employer of any note, and before I went to start my own business, and thankfully are still a client as well. So they were our very first client, and we did our very first emergency for them. And we did our 600th emergency from some people I think you know, which is David and Sandra up at Homestead, up in the north, up in Lytham St Anne's, nice little neck of the woods. And when we were talking about like, oh, it's a shame that we weren't able to do, kind of anything to market, somebody somewhere, and it wasn't me, kind of said, I wonder how far it is between those two things. And they were looking for, I think they were looking for a correlation to see. And directly as the crow flies, it isn't. But there is a kind of several different ways where it could easily have been 600 kilometers. And someone started playing around with that and then said, do you realize the distance is there? Because we were trying to think of things that we could do to think it. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I'm quite a keen walker, and I've done a few kind of continuous 100k walks where we would set off from London one morning and arrive in Brighton the next morning with, not stopping kind of thing, a few little breaks on the way. And we did that. We've done that with Zoe from Earl Kendrick, did one of them with us before, and a couple of other property people. Daniel Pollard from Realty has done one with us as well. And so I have a little bit of background in long distance walking, and it's actually to try and make this slightly work thing. It's where I kind of do a lot of my better thinking about work problems and stuff like that out in the thing. So an idea began to formulate that it was 600 kilometers, possibly, if you went the long way between the two. And somehow we've ended up with the fact that I'm now going to walk between Douglas and Gordon and Homestead, starting off on Vauxhall Bridge Road for Douglas and Gordon and walking to Lytham St Anne's just by the lovely golf course in 15 days is the idea.
Which seems to me like an amazing thing to do. It just completely blows my mind, to be frank. That was a huge distance. So how are you?
I do like challenges, and I do like things like that. And I also stupidly boring and like logistics and stuff like that. So previously when I've done these walks, I've kind of been like, you just turn up on the day and everything's set out for you. The route's marked for you. The little stops are marked for you, where there's nice tents and there's food and there's toilets and stuff like that. And yeah, you walk for 24 hours and through the night to kind of get your 100k done. But, there's 2,000 other people doing it with you in various, not with you, but around you. So there's kind of a nice atmosphere that kind of puts you on. But we've literally had to plan the whole thing, every piece of route on the wonderful Ordnance Survey website and then app to do that. And so we've had to plan it from hotel to hotel as somewhere to stay. And I've got to carry all my gear with me as well. On my back as well, because it literally will be just me. A few people have threatened and promised to join us at different parts on the routes, and if anybody wants to, whether you want to do 5k, 1k, 50k, whatever you want to do, then we're going to publish the routes. Just been improved, actually. The original route is published on 600, for600.com, which is a little website we put together. We've just improved the route and found some much nicer places to walk that aren't kind of like predominantly on roads or anything like that. So basically, we're walking the Thames Path out of London. And then we're walking, keep going west on the Kennet and Avon Canal. So we will end up in Bristol. So we literally walk from London to Bristol. And then we start going up via the Cotswolds Way and the Severn Way up to the Midlands, and then some weird routes that I'd not heard of before take us to into Wales and through Wrexham, and then round kind of through Liverpool and up there. So there's a few places we'll be stopping and we're nearby. So if anybody from Mainstay's watching, we're staying in Worcester one night. So I'm going to try and persuade some people from there to join. And maybe some of the guys from Manchester and Liverpool way might be interested in doing some of there. But if anybody wants to join, you can sign up on the website to say, hey, I'll do 5K with you. The rough idea, there's some vagaries in amongst it, but the rough idea is 50K a day. Which is about, with breaks, is about 11 to 12 hours walking at my age and slow speed. And then a day off, and then 3 days 50K, and then a day, repeat 4 times. And eventually we end up at 600K in Lytham St Anne's.
That's amazing. So if people do want to join and kind of walk part of it with you, they could just get in touch on the website. We'll make sure the link's on the screen, and they can join you for certain sections, which would be fantastic to see people come along and do that with you.
Yeah, it might stop me going out of my mind of boredom as well if I have to do a few days on my own, but, which I'm sure I will have to.
Yeah, there must be only so many podcasts and music and things that you can listen to and think about to keep you occupied.
True.
Perfect. So are you raising money for charity as well while you're doing this?
Yeah, there is a donation piece to the website as well. So the link to the Just Giving page for Crisis is there. It seemed kind of apt, property and homeless and stuff like that, and something kind of reasonably close to our heart that we've done stuff for before. So we're going to try and raise some money on the way for them. And as I say, it seemed kind of apt from the property world. See if we can do some good while we're doing something stupid at the same time.
Yeah, completely crazy. And this all kicks off at the beginning of July, is that right?
Yeah, American Independence Day for some reason, July 4th, which is a Sunday. So we made the first day from London, where of course we have quite a few contacts and quite a few people that have said they might join in, because obviously we know a lot of people from London, yourself included as well, so, hint, hint, you can join for as long as you want as well, Rebecca.
Yeah, I was just thinking I'm going to have to look at your map and see where you're going.
Yeah.
This way.
So,
100%.
yeah. So where are you? I think we're probably not. I think we're going near enough straight west. I don't even know where you are based, but.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in Essex, so.
Okay, the other side. Damn. All right, next time I'll walk up the other side of the country. So
yeah, if you could do that would just be more convenient for me. But so I'll have to look and see.
But yeah, we're going to set off from London on July 4th, which is a Sunday, because I thought a few people might want to, and I didn't want to try and make them take a day off work. And then we slowly but surely wind our way across and up over the next 15 days. So over Sunday, the following next weekend, and then finally finish on a Saturday and Sunday up in kind of the northwest there. But yeah, we'll update the website very shortly with the new and improved route that anybody ought to see, including links to actually the Ordnance Survey routes as well, so people will be able to see family there. But most of it is now off road. There are some times when you have to go onto some of these routes coincide with actual roads and stuff like that, but a lot of it is kind of on proper routes, as I said, Kennet and Avon and Cotswolds Way and stuff like that.
Perfect. To be honest, I'm just kind of quite so impressed. It's such an amazing thing you'll be achieving. Just to be honest, you saying to me just 100K in 24 hours seems like completely bizarre. So yeah, wow.
I'd wait until I've done it to be impressed. It's it's a good idea in theory, but I think based on the fact that it's doing it, I mean, my training's up to about, I think last weekend I did 45K in one day, and 30 the next day, and I did 35 yesterday. So hopefully I'm getting up to. I hope so. Yeah, 15 days is a bit of a. 12 days out of 15 is a bit much, but we'll see. Hopefully so. But we're taking it seriously at least and getting the miles in on the feet, because that's the difficult part.
Perfect. So when you're actually doing it, will you be doing some live updates on social media so people can track of where you are and everything?
Absolutely. Probably bore people with a post a day on LinkedIn and Twitter, and we'll update the website every day on the blog so people can see exactly where we are. I'll drop a few pins every now and then so people can actually go, oh my God, he's actually somewhere near us, so they can come and, like, I don't know, squirt water over me or something if it's really hot.
Just come and give you some company. Yeah, perfect. Well, just to remind everyone, the website is 600for600.com. Is that correct? Yeah, perfect.
Absolutely.
So thanks so much for sharing with us what you're up to. I think, as I've said, I think really amazing thing that you're doing, and really look forward to hearing all the updates in the future.
That's brilliant. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. And so if anyone wants to get involved, even if it's just walking a little bit with us, then by all means do come along.